What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just As TV. I feel like y'all can't see me, so let me just lift up the cameras a little bit better. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for stopping by. Yeah, just some things I wanted to chat about that's in the news. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we're gonna get the show started. As y'all see from the thumbnail, we got a lot of topics to talk about. We're gonna talk about Wendy, we're gonna talk about Glorilla, we're gonna talk about SHYNE, we're gonna talk about Nelly and Ashanti, we're gonna talk about some other things that I feel like might interest y'all. Y'all know I always start out with stories that's just, regular stories that I feel like y'all need to know about because it's crazy in the Ville. And I feel like y'all need to know about them, so I'm gonna share with them. So let's get started, child. Okay, so now y'all already know how I feel about the 4G movement to combat the 4B movement. Y'all know that the Red Pill podcast dudes are always screaming about women shouldn't put men on child support and this and this and that, and child support is a scam, and women be spending the child support money on their hair, their nails, their bags, their vacations, all kind of stuff. But I don't even understand how they think that $25 a week is gonna get them anything, child. I don't understand how all of that is gonna fund their vacations. But let's have a conversation about it. So now we got this man who put antifreeze. Y'all know antifreeze goes in the car. Antifreeze, car. He put antifreeze into his baby's breast milk to avoid paying child support. I'm gonna roll the video and let y'all hear it, and then we're gonna come back and discuss.
It all started when Curtis Jack got his co-worker pregnant. She told police Curtis tried to get her to terminate the pregnancy for the entire 9 months. Once she had the baby, she had to stay in the hospital. So she told the father to come pick up breast milk from her and take it to the baby at the grandmother's house. Curtis told police he put antifreeze in the milk because he didn't want to pay child support.
That could have killed that child.
Yes.
It didn't. But once Curtis was indicted and faced several charges, including attempted murder, he took back his confession. So detectives and the DA's office had to work even harder to make sure the case was solid and they got a conviction. It all started with...
All right, so now that y'all got to see the video, that homeboy put the antifreeze in the baby's breast milk in order to avoid paying child support. What y'all think about that? Where's all the red pill people who support this movement? Why would you want to harm your child or possibly unalive your child so you don't have to pay child support to take care of this baby? Now the thing is, y'all keep saying that women need to pick better, but what about the men who do things like this? How can you wean out this action? How would you even know? I don't know the circumstances of their relationship. I don't really care about the circumstances of their relationship. But my point is, how do you pick better against this? Like, how do we combat these type of things from happening? How's that work? I'm really trying to digest it. Women need to pick better, but then your actions, sir, your actions. How's that? How? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. And they say that women have a war on men. They have a war on men, and I'm just like, this is the stuff that we be talking about when we say we would prefer to be alone, prefer to be by ourselves, peace of mind, all of that stuff. Why would you do this to your child? This is still your child, your flesh and blood. That's why when some people get on there and say men don't care about these kids and all of this stuff like that, this right here is a prime example of somebody who really don't care about the kid. I don't know the circumstances behind a relationship, but at the end of the day, it doesn't warrant you to do this to a baby. Antifreeze in a breast milk, y'all see what it does to cars? Do y'all see what antifreeze does to cars? Why would you put that in a baby's breast milk? Your child, not anybody's child. Not saying it should happen to anybody's child, but what I'm saying is, why would you put that in breast milk for your baby? That's just a question to everybody who feel like whatever. Drop down in the comments. Let's hash it out in the comments. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Yes. So just to say, here's to prove that I'm not saying that men ain't shit, but then you have women that ain't shit either. Because this ain't shit parent left her 6-year-old and her 8-year-old alone in the house for a week to go on a cruise. It's equal opportunity around here. I give it each way. Wrong is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. So I'm going to give it both ways. Now, why would you leave your 6-year-old and your 8-year-old in a house alone to fend for themselves when just because you want to go on a cruise? Ma'am, I suggest you get a babysitter. I suggest you do something. Do something. Or cancel your trip. It's not that serious. You're not missing out on anything. 30 people just got sick on a cruise and they really couldn't do anything. So you're not really missing out on nothing for you to take a whole week and leave your kids 6 years old, mind you, 8 years old, mind you, alone at home for a week. What we doing in 2024? What we doing in 2024, ma'am? That's just ridiculous. You don't have nobody in your family that could have watched your kids for a week. Even still, if there was no options, no other, I would lose out on my trip. I would cancel my trip because I'm not leaving my 6-year-old and my 8-year-old at home alone. I barely want to leave my middle daughter home alone. I have to call her older sister like, girl, I'm going on vacation. You got her for a week or however long I'm leaving. Or eventually I'm going to drag her with me. But I'm not leaving, no, and she's way older than 8. There's no way. I would be out of a vacation and just out of that money. Or I'm not even booking a vacation knowing that I don't have any backup plans to watch my kids. Like, it's a no. It's a no. I would be on sit down mode. Like, we on punishment mode because I gotta wait till my kids get older. What are we doing in 2024, people? Drop that in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Would y'all even consider leaving a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old home alone for a week? A week? That's a long time. In kids, yeah, like when you're a kid, a week is a long time. Time goes very slow. Then how they eating? How they drinking, how they taking care of each other, how they getting to and from school. Like, how are things functioning in this house with these little kids? Now, don't get me wrong. In my era, we grew up latchkey kids. So you was 8 and 9 and 10 coming home, going to the school bus and coming home by yourself. But somebody was home. Somebody was home to collect you and make sure you made it home safe. This is just ridiculous. Anyway, ridiculous is as ridiculous does. Let's move on. So, child, they hijacking ambulances in Jamaica. Not in Jamaica, child. I'm thinking about going to Jamaica. Child, let me get my mind out the tropics. They hijacking ambulance in Georgia. Homeboy done hijacked the ambulance and took the ambulance on a high-speed chase with the 2 ambulance who came to save him in the back. Scared to death. Child, I'm going to play the video and I'm going to come back and I'm going to let's just talk about it. Here go the video.
Led cops on a wild chase.
Tonight in that high-speed chase involving a stolen ambulance with 2 terrified medics in the back.
Yeah, deputies say the suspect carjacked the ambulance in Henry County, then led cops on a wild chase in Clayton County.
Fox News' Rob DiRienzo has been on the story since it broke this afternoon. Rob joins us now live from Piedmont Henry, where it all started. Rob?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Good evening to you both. Well, Clayton deputies tell us that the suspect was being treated by medics here in an ambulance here at Piedmont Henry when he jumped into the front seat and took off. The terrifying moments for the 2 medics who were still in the back. The Clayton County Sheriff's Office says the man behind the wheel of that stolen ambulance was Ladarius Williams. They say he drove off with it from Piedmont Henry, with the medics there to help him, trapped in the back. They ended up leaping for their lives out of the careening ambulance. Troopers put an end to the chase on Terra Boulevard in the Jonesboro area.
That cop hit people moving that thing down there before he left over.
I saw a police cruiser just go around and just ram the ambulance.
This witness, who didn't want us to identify her, was driving back from her lunch break before 2 p.m. when she watched the jaw-dropping chase shoot past her.
All the police officers, 10, 15, bunch of police officers just came flying down Terra Boulevard. The ambulance went north on Terra Boulevard.
Deputies say Williams essentially used that ambulance as a wrecking ball, smashing into police cars and anything that stood in his path. The spot where cops put him in handcuffs, about 11 miles from the hospital where he took the ambulance.
In the middle of the intake, caught back out, bumped, locked his throat, hit the temple throat.
But the pursuit wasn't over. Deputies say Williams jumped out of the ambulance, then ran through someone's backyard before they tased him and put him in handcuffs.
Every police officer from around everywhere was coming down Terra Boulevard.
St. Joe, Clayton County, Sheriff Department, Atlanta, and even up in there.
Williams is now headed to the Clayton County Jail. We're still waiting on a list of charges.
I'll say it's okay.
And amazingly, as far as we know, everyone was okay. There were no reports of any injuries, including among those two medics. We do know that a police officer was nearly hit, but he is okay. Such a remarkable story. But again, that suspect is in custody in Clayton County tonight. That's the latest from here live in Henry.
All right, so now that y'all seen this video of this vigilante who hijacked an ambulance, locked the two ambulances in the back, and was running down the street and then in people's backyards, doing all kind of craziness after he hijacked the ambulance. They got him laid on the ground. You see him now. What do y'all think about this? Like, what is happening in 2024? It's so chaotic. So many things going on in 2024. There's beautiful things going on in 2024, and there's a whole bunch of crazy going on in 2024. Why are we hijacking an ambulance? What medication are you on, sir? Or what medication do you need to be on in order for you not to hijack an ambulance? What in your right mind makes you say, oh, I'm going to hijack this ambulance and lock the people in the back? What's happening here? What is going on in 2024 that this is what we're doing? I'm perplexed because there's no way in my right mind am I going to formulate a plan and be like, yeah, I'm hijacking an ambulance today. What are we doing? Sir, I'm going to need you to be on some medicine and go sit down in the corner somewhere and be on punishment for a little bit because you're going to time out. Because there's no way at your grown age, you hijacking an ambulance. Like, how's that happening here? What are we doing in 2024? I don't know. But whatever's going on in 2024, I'm trying to run from it. I'm not even trying to be part of it. I'm trying to run from it because it makes no sense. Like, we're not doing this in 2024. What? A whole ambulance, child. Whole ambulance. Okay. Let's move on to some happy 2024 news, child. So as we can see, Nelly and Ashanti have gotten engaged, and then they made a nice little announcement about their bundle of joy coming up. I'll play the video. It was cute.
I got 50 minutes. Showtime. Yo, Sean. Hey, Sean. Showtime.
Sean, come on, they're ready. Sean, how much time you need? I need about 9 months.
So now that y'all seen the video of Ashanti talking about she gonna need 9 months, child, and they did the pregnancy test on, I think they are co-owners or something like that of this pregnancy test company. So they use their pregnancy test company to announce the fact that they're expecting a little bundle of joy. I say congratulations to them. Congratulations on the baby. Congratulations on the engagement. I wish them all the best. Let's see. They seem very, very happy. At first I was a little bit skeptical. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a little bit skeptical because I'm like, oh, he didn't finish you off the first time, so he coming back around for the second round to actually do it in. But we don't know. Time will tell. We will see. I'm just skeptical right now. For right now, I just want to wish them congratulations on all the good news. The engagement, the baby. You know, Nelly said he only wanted to be married once. He's always smiling from ear to ear when he's with Ashanti, even from when they was younger. And up until now, smiling from ear to ear. She is smiling from ear to ear. They always happy, they giddy, they playful. I love it for them. I love it for them. Nelly, I think, has 4 kids, 2 of his sister's kids, and I think 2 of his own. I didn't even think he had any kids for some reason. I was under the impression that he didn't have any kids all of these times that he was, but they say he had two of his own, so I'm rolling with it. But yeah, so now they got a little baby to take care of, and I'm excited for them. You know, this is going to be Ashanti's first baby, her first marriage, and I'm happy for her. I'm happy for them. She held out a long time. You know, Ashanti was looking good before Nelly swung his little tail right up in that, you know, after that verses, and Stace, he carpe diem, child, carpe diem, because, you know, he was giddy. He was excited to see Ashanti. They ain't speaking a long time, so he was all for it. I mean, I think it's cute. It progressed quickly. But, I mean, this is their second go-round. Sometimes things happen like that. And I wish them all the best. I wish them all the best. Let's move on to the next story. All right, now. Child. Oh, crazy things happen in Georgia. I'm convinced as y'all can see, the ambulance. But crazy things happen in Georgia. Child, Glorilla was in Georgia, and she got arrested for a DUI. Child, the titty was out. The titty was tittying in front of the cops. She failed the sobriety test, and her titty was out. The cops had to tell her that her titty was out. The cops had to tell her her titty was out. She couldn't even feel the titty out. Like, she couldn't feel the wind, no nothing, like nothing. The cops had to tell her that, girl, your areola is exposed. And child, she done failed the sobriety test. She got locked up. She done since been bailed out. But girl, what we doing here? And then, first of all, if you are inebriated and your body parts is hanging out and you don't know, that means you drunk. Like, drunk. If you don't know that your body parts is hanging out and you inebriated. Drunk. That's number one. Her mugshot, number two, showed that she looked actually drunk in her face. I was just like, this girl really do look drunk. Number three, after she got out, she gets up and posts a picture of her drinking Taylor Port. Child, let me post a picture somewhere here and show y'all. Now, if y'all don't know anything about Taylor Port wine is like $9 in Kroger. That is so cheap, but it's mad strong. I tasted it once. Somebody from my job had recommended it to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so strong, and it's only $9.99. It's so cheap. And I was just like, oh my God. So for her to be drinking Taylor Port, she's an alcoholic. And she better get some help. Because that stuff, for it to be $9.99, so cheap and so strong, I don't even know what they put in it besides wine. I don't know what they put in it. They got to put something else in there. Wine, Taylor Port is like Cisco. If y'all are old enough to know, Cisco back in the day, they called it crack juice. Taylor Port is that. Cisco. Taylor Port is the Cisco of this generation. Because Cisco was it for our generation. I didn't drink it, but then Taylor Port is it for this generation. So if y'all know the correlation and understand what's happening, that's what you understand what we're dealing with. So I'm like, girl, you drinking Taylor Port? Now I understand why your boob was out and you didn't know. I get it. But stop drinking that stuff. And you ain't got to end up in situations like this. Stop drinking that stuff. Let's move on, child. Let's move on. In Wendy news, Wendy news. We haven't heard, mums was the word in Wendy's arena since the documentary, right? And I was going to do a video about the documentary. I had some notes and stuff like that. I watched them. And I just was like, I don't know if I should touch on this because, you know, me, like I told y'all before, I touched on it a little bit. Me and Wendy had a love and hate relationship. You know, sometimes I love her, sometimes I hate her. But it is what it is. I feel like everybody had that relationship with Wendy. But child, now Wendy, husband Kevin, her ex-husband Kevin Hunter, they overpaid him in a divorce settlement $112,000. But he also trying to sue for like 2 or 3 years of divorce settlement money that he didn't get, that he won. So he's pursuing that, but then they pursuing him. His Wendy's guardianship was, I guess they finally did the accounting after that documentary and everybody was going crazy. Trying to figure out what is going on with Wendy's money. Where's Wendy's money? What's happening with Wendy's money? I guess they went back and did a little bit of accounting and was like, oh, we overpaid him $112,000. Who's mishandling Wendy's money now? And then in order for y'all to let $112,000 slip through y'all fingers so easily, imagine what the other people are getting paid and nobody's complaining about that. What was happening with the money with the other people? How are y'all handling her money right and taking it away from her son who was handling it, or her family who was handling it, and y'all are mismanaging her money as well? Like, something needs to be done. This dude has not had any income in 23 months. 23 months he hasn't had any income. He ain't got the money to give y'all back that $112,000. He don't have it. So where y'all gonna get it from? Sharina done left him and took the baby because he ain't got no more money. She don't have no failing businesses to support, allegedly, to support his, his lifestyle, like how Wendy was supporting him. And then the money ran dry on his side, so she booked it out of there. First thing smoking, gone, her and her baby. He don't have no money, so what y'all going to court with him for? He don't have it. Where he gonna get it from? Where he gonna get it from? Child, I don't understand where he gonna get it from, but I mean, whoever's doing accounting need to be doing the accounting better. Need to account better, because how do y'all allow for this to happen? And then if this could happen, imagine what's going on with other people who's on her payroll as well. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done, child. But I just feel sorry, because after all the hard work that Wendy has done for so many years, this is what her legacy is reduced to. The mismanagement of her money. She's slowly but surely, her mental is declining. And it's like, it's just sad. It's sad that I have to keep talking about her and her situation and then her health and stuff like that. And nobody's really taking accountability of who's managing her money. What is Wells Fargo doing? Is it still under the guardianship? Like, what's happening here that this mismanagement is going on? I don't know. Drop that in the comments and let me know what y'all think about it. Tell me if y'all think y'all know where Kevin gonna get this money from in the comments, because I have no idea. Even if he do lose the case in front of the judge, where he gonna get the money from? Y'all, what y'all gonna take? Y'all gonna take it in blood? Child, he gonna be selling blood. He gonna be selling everything he can sell in order to pay this. I don't know. It's just perplexing. So now we get to the meat and potatoes of the things. Child, we have another Diddy update. SHYNE is speaking out finally. Y'all know he was released earlier. I think either this year or last year he was released, and he's finally speaking out because the girl who got pumed in the face, she's speaking out as well. She's been speaking out. I was watching, I think Make It Make Sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. I was watching his video, and she came up on his live, and she was saying that every time she opened up a new account to, have a discussion and try to do stuff, they ban her accounts and stuff like that. But she's saying that she would get the fragment removed from her face so that they could test it. And I don't know what good that'll do. I don't know. I'm not a forensic scientist. I don't know what good that'll do. I don't know. If y'all know somebody who know, drop that in the comments to let me know. But he's saying that he was the fall guy, allegedly. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to let y'all watch the video, and then we're going to come back and discuss.
He says that the gentleman confessed to the shooting. And that is what stands out to me the most, because, I've done my best to put it behind me and to move forward. But it certainly reopens the wounds that I've been saying this all along. Everyone knew all along that I was the fall guy. Everyone knew that I was a young kid that took the fall. Until I got
court and never really pointed the finger at
yes, but what I'm saying is that was a decision that I made as a young man. I'm not going back on that. I'm not about to point the finger now. I'm not going to get into that. But the victim is telling you who did what. And another, I understand that there are other witnesses.
Is she accurate, sir?
I'm not going to get into that. Those accusations, he says that the gentleman confessed to the shooting. And that is what...
All right, so now that y'all watched the video and y'all seen what he had to say, what y'all think about this story? For years, I had always thought, from the moment it happened, I was much younger, I had always thought that SHYNE was the fall guy, allegedly. I always thought that. And it's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. I just was like, he's this young kid, you know what I'm saying? I don't really think he did it. It didn't even seem like he did it. And from the stories and the cases, from the stories and the news coverage of the case back when it happened, I was just like, it doesn't sound plausible to me. But it is what it is. Everybody gonna go with it. And then when they found him guilty on trial, I just let it go, because I was just like, all right, I mean, I'm not a person of law, whatever. The evidence said he pointed towards him, but we didn't know what Diddy was allegedly capable of back then. And now things are slowly but surely starting to come out. He's admitting that he was young. He was impressionable. And I don't know. What y'all think about this story? What y'all think about him saying that he was the fall guy? Finally admitting, allegedly, that he was the fall guy for this case and did all those years in prison. And I don't really think he had anything to show for it. I don't think that Diddy was taking care of his family, allegedly, as he said he was. So I don't know. What y'all think about this story? About SHYNE finally speaking out, finally saying what he needed to say. And the girl, I don't know if that's true, though. I don't know if the girl, what the statement was saying, that the girl is true, that she said she would get the fragment taken out. I mean, that's a surgery that if it wouldn't have happened, it happened before, you know. I know people who still have bullets stuck in them because they're so small and then they move and this and that. I mean, I know a few people, but I don't know if that statement is true. But for him speaking out and saying what he said, because there's a lot of stuff that he was saying he couldn't speak to, I just feel like, okay, all right, let's see what happens. They want the case reopened. Let's see what happens, especially in light of all of the things that's happening with Diddy currently. I think they're going to end up reopening that case because they really gunning for him. They really gunning for him. So let's see. It's just, all of this stuff is my opinion. It's allegedly. So we'll see. Thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.